Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video that one of you lovely ladies requested recently, and that was my favourite overall MAC products. Now this was very difficult. At first I was like, okay, I'm going to do a top 10, and then I realised I had 15 things in front of me, so I've tried to keep it to about 20. Now this video does not include lipsticks. I think lipsticks are something which are quite subjective. Somebody who does like a red may not like a red, someone who likes a pink may not like pink, but I do think that I will probably end up doing a favourite MAC lipsticks video separately. Now I have previously done my top, I think I've done my top 10 favourite nude MAC lipsticks, purple, red. They're actually some of my most popular videos on YouTube. And for those of you that keep moaning 2 years later about my lighting, seriously, get over it. Things have changed, moved on. Why don't you have a look at my most recent video instead of moaning about something in the past? Watch the video, enjoy it. Always ask questions. I have no issues with asking questions. I do try to get back to people when I can, but sometimes when I've loaded up like 100 videos at once, I actually can't keep up with myself. So I do apologise for that. So I've been using MAC for, I'd say, a good couple of years now. MAC was probably one of the first companies that I ever started kind of getting into makeup with, and that was mostly down to foundations at the time. Let's give an example of 10 years ago when I was like 23. There weren't a lot of brands out there that catered towards more darker skin tones, so that's where MAC came in, and I think that that's the same for a lot of people. It's still one of the most popular makeup brands out there for people of all skin tones, all races, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you the things that I believe to be my favourite products, the things that I tend to repurchase quite a lot, and even if I haven't repurchased them yet, when they do run out I will more than likely repurchase them. So the first two things that I'm going to show you are foundations. Two of their foundations have to be my favourite. This one has just been on its side, which is why it looks like it's finished but it's not finished. And this one here, please excuse the scabby nails, by the way, I do need to repaint them, just ignore them. This is the MAC Pro Longwear foundation. This, I would say, is probably my 10th bottle. Ever since it first came out, I have bought it again and again and again and again. And I have actually done a review video of this. I will link it below. Don't laugh. It is a good few years old. I look completely different. My lighting is different. My setup is different. My camera, everything is different. But the review is still the same. I still absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite foundations. Overall, out of all the foundations that I have, it's medium to full coverage and it does not wear off. It's Pro Longwear. It's called Pro Longwear for a reason. It lasts ages on the skin and it looks amazing. So this is something which I consider to be one of my definite favourites. And then this foundation here is the Mineralize Skinfinish foundation. This again is probably my 6th or 7th bottle. Believe it or not, when I first, obviously like I said, when I first started buying makeup and stuff like that, this was actually the first foundation I ever bought out of all of the MAC. The other one hadn't actually been released yet, but this one was out, the Mineralize Satinfinish foundation. And the reason that I still like this is the kind of foundation that I tend to use more in the summer when I've gone on holidays as well, because it's more of a lighter medium coverage foundation. It still lets the skin breathe. You can still see the skin through it. When I've got a tan, when I'm on holiday, I only need to use a little bit of this just to even out my complexion slightly, and that is the reason why I still go back to it. It gives a really nice natural finish. Oh, and by the way, my shade is NC40. At the moment I'm an NC40. It's winter, it's coming to the end of winter, it's like the beginning of spring. I think it's officially spring now in the UK, I think, I don't know. And then when it gets to summer, I'm more of an NC41, NC42, even though I am aware NC41 doesn't exist. I think they released it once upon a time, a long time ago, and then that was it, and I didn't even buy it then. Now, moving on to face products, the Studio Fix powder foundation. You guys, if you've been watching my makeup tutorials, you know yourself that I use this in every single video. And I use this to set my foundation. Just normal looking powder, and the shade I have it in again is in NC40. Now, even though this is a powder foundation, I tend to use it to set my foundation. It gives a little bit of coverage. I don't pile it on because I literally just use it to dab it over my skin to set my foundation. And because I am an NC40 anyway, this tends to match with any other kind of foundation. I'm not a big fan of translucent powders. I find that they can sometimes make my skin look a little bit grey. Sometimes there's a bit of flashback as well in photography and things. My MAC blot powder, the pressed blot powder. This is another thing that I've been using ever since I first started wearing makeup, and you can see it's quite worn, and the shade is a medium dark. Obviously I don't know how that is a medium dark, but that's just how they market it. That's what it's called. And this is what I use when I start to get shiny during the day, especially. I tend to use this more in the summer. I haven't used this in a good couple of months, mostly because it's not really hot outside. This is the MAC Pro Emphasize Highlighting Powder. I tend to use this underneath my eyes or along my cheekbones area. Now it is obviously cool toned and it's quite pale sort of looking, so if you're of a darker skin tone this may not work for you, but I tend to like to use this to mix it in with something else, normally my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour powder in the shade Banana, to set my under eye. So not only is my under eye set with a colour which matches the under eye concealer, but then I apply this on top to add a bit of highlight as well. This is something that I've owned for a good couple of years as well. This is MAC's Shadester Pro Contouring Powder. I think that's what it's called, but it's called Shadester anyway. This is a very warm toned powder which is generally used for contouring. This is amazing on quite a lot of skin tones. It's actually quite dark. It's a lot darker than it even appears in here, so I tend to only have to use it very, very lightly. But I do love this, and it's a really, really good contour powder from MAC. And if you prefer more cooler tone contours, that's where MAC's Blunt comes in. This is exactly the same in terms of intensity and pigmentation as Shadester. The only difference, this is more of a cool toned blush. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not sure if this is actually sold in the UK. I bought this when I was in Canada because I swear I couldn't get it in the UK, but sometimes things change. So let me know below, you guys who are in the UK or the US, or is it just in the US and Canada? Can you get this in the UK? I don't know. This next product is Give Me Sun Mineralize Skinfinish. Basically, I tend to use this as a bronzer. If you are familiar with the Skinfinish, Mineralize Skinfinish line by MAC, there are loads of different colours. Most of them people tend to use as setting powders, whereas I use the MAC Studio Fix one. I used to use the Mineralize Skinfinish Natural, but I used to find it a little bit too heavy for me, which is why I stopped using it. Whereas this one, because of the colour of it, obviously it's a very orangey, bronzy shade. I tend to use this as a bronzer, an all-over bronzer, not for contouring because nobody wants an orange Oompa Loompa contour. This is just for warming up the face, and I really, really love this product. Again, from the Mineralize Skinfinish line, this is Soft and Gentle, which is a beautiful ivory shimmery shade. It's quite frosty, but I tend to use this as predominantly as a highlighter for my cheekbones, and this is what most people tend to use this for. And it looks like that. Now let's move on to blushes, shall we? This is Peaches Blush. This is a beautiful pale tangerine shade which works across all skin tones from light to medium to dark. It's absolutely stunning, stunning shade, and it is also a matte. This shade is Pink Swoon. It's an all-time classic. There's a nice friendly dent inside it. I do find that this particular blush kicks up a lot of powder, which is why, even though that's probably the reason why it's got a dent in it actually, is because it kicks up so much powder, but the overall finish on the skin is a gorgeous warm blue based pink blush, and it looks like this. This last blush I'm going to show you is called Fleeting Romance, and it's one of the Pro Longwear blushes. This is a beautiful corally brown shade. It's more of a corally pinky brown. So it's another one of those shades that will work across the board from fair to medium to light. Plus, because it's Pro Longwear, it lasts longer on the face than normal blushes. I love this shade. Gorgeous, gorgeous shade. You can see how it is a beautiful corally pink, but much more on the deeper side. This is MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer. This is one of my all-time favourite concealers. It is nearly finished. Again, it's been lying on its side, which is why it looks so strange. Now this I tend to use under the eyes. You can use it on your face as well. I don't really use concealers that much on my face. I tend to use my foundation and build it up in the areas where I think need extra attention. And if it needs super extra attention, I use my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer, and that's probably about it. My concealers generally are used for my under eye area. This is in the shade NC35. Like I said, I'm an NC40, which gives me just the right amount of highlight under the eyes. If I wanted to go any lighter, I could get something lighter, but I generally don't tend to do so because I tend to use a highlighting cream product anyway. So this is one of the ones which I have used for years and years and years. I bought it when the Pro Longwear foundation came out because they both came out together at the same time. So like I said, I'll link the review below. And this one I just love. It is nearly finished. The only annoying thing is it comes in a glass bottle. I dropped this once in the gym. Literally, I was on my hands and knees scraping out the bits that didn't have glass on it and going, ah. So you do have to be careful with this bottle. Like I said, I tend to use a cream product to highlight under the eyes, and that is where this comes in. This is a MAC's Prep and Prime in the shade Light Boost, and like I said, if you've watched my tutorials, you know that I use this all the time. So you know a lot of the things that you do see me saying that I use all the time or repurchase all the time, you've seen it yourself, so you know I'm not making it up. Now this one is the more yellow based highlighter, and it is a highlighting pen. It's got a brush, and you twist the bottom and then it click, 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 and the product comes out. And then what I tend to do is I apply it in little lines here, there, nose, head, upper lip, chin, done. Blend it into the concealer, and I've got a nice, beautiful highlight. This is better for people who've got warm toned skin, warm undertones, and if you have got more pinky, cooler undertones, there's another shade. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but this one this is like number 20. I buy this all the time, all the time. I know there are loads of other products out there that you guys have told me about. I guess it's out of habit more than anything that I tend to get this. And I have heard on the grapevine, i.e. Trend Mood on Instagram, that they are releasing a new range of these actual different types of colours. So I will be looking forward to seeing those when they come out eventually. Okay, so next is going to be eyeshadows. Let's see which one. Okay, one is Nylon. You guys must all know about Nylon. Nylon is the most amazing full-on shade. I use it on my tear duct, on my brow bone, on my lid, everywhere. It's just one of those shades, and it is so full on. It is like a very pale yellow gold. You see how much it even stands out more than this, which I use as a highlight, soft and gentle. There is Nylon. I love this shade. This next shade is soft and gentle. It's a peachy brown to use in the crease area. Again, I have to apologize if you can't get this in the UK. I bought this again in Canada, plus I got it in a palette. I think it was the Brooke Shields Gravitas 15-pan eyeshadow palette about a year or so ago, 2 years ago. I love this. This is amazing to use in the crease area if you are fair or medium skin toned. If you're darker skin tone, this won't suit you because it won't really show up. You would be more likely to use shades like Saddle or Swiss Chocolate, because those are also amazing transitional crease shades, but I love this one. This is probably one of my oldest eyeshadows, and I still use it to this day, and this is All That Glitters, and it is an amazing pale pinky golden shade. I did want to show you just one shade in particular from here, which is one of my favorites, and this one here is called Saddle, which is an amazing mid-toned caramel brown. It's gorgeous, and you can buy this as a singular as well as this one here, Amber Lights. I love these two. Now this is the 15-pan warm neutral palette. I recommend this entire palette in itself. It's good value for money because you obviously get all of these shadows and you pay a little bit less because you bought them all together. Plus you can come out with so many different looks. If you don't want to buy one eyeshadow, and you want to go full all in with an eyeshadow palette, this is the one to go for. The Times 9 eyeshadow palettes by MAC, I've got a couple of them. They're not that great. They're okay. And the eyeshadows are like really, really small. Like, what is that about? I don't understand. But this eyeshadow palette is excellent. All of the eyeshadows are amazing. None of them let me down. Now, even though I said I wasn't going to show any lipsticks, I am going to show these two. I consider them different to normal lipsticks, and they are the Retro Matte Liquid Lip Colours. They are quite new in terms of the whole liquid lipstick revolution which came upon us over the past 18 months or so. MAC came out with theirs in December. I did a review and lip swatches video, which I will link below. And these are my two favorite from that range. These ones I cannot recommend enough. The only thing that annoys me a little bit is the price point, but if you are happy to spend upwards of £20, I think they're £21 for a liquid lipstick, go ahead and get it. You will not regret it, especially these two. The two shades I've got is Dance With Me and Oh Lady. Oh Lady is probably my favorite one overall. Dance With Me, again, is an amazing red. Both of these will suit all skin tones from light to medium to dark. I think they're both absolutely excellent. Also just happened to be wearing one today. This is quite the standout. It's actually the first time I'm wearing it. How sad is that? I've had it for so many months and I forgot about it. So yes, so I think that's it. I think that was about 20 products, 21 products, not too bad. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of my top however many favorite MAC products overall. If you've got any more that you think that maybe I should try, or maybe why didn't I mention it, or did I forget about it because I have so much, let me know below, because I'm always willing and open to try new things. There's nothing wrong with trying new stuff. And yeah, so that's about it really. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.